Hello, I'm Kurt, and this is Simple Shop Creation. And in this video, I'm going to go through how I designed this barn door and the wall behind it using SketchUp for the web. But first, this is a two-part series where the first part will consist of designing the wall that's in behind the barn door, and then the second part will be designing the barn door itself. As always, I use a Windows PC. Therefore, all my shortcut keys will be based on the Windows keyboard. In addition, there will be chapters below so you can skip around to see certain designs or techniques that I use to create items, such as the quarter round. You see here how I created the miters for the quarter round, how I created the miters for the 45-degree angle, how I simulated router or rabbet cuts within the barn door, how I created the see-through glass panel. Also, in this video, you will see how I measured my door, or how I simulated how I measured my door based on this door already being constructed in my hallway. When I constructed the barn door, is Eastern yellow pine that was milled already down to approximately 8 feet length by 5.5 inches in width. So with that, let's continue on with part one of this video. So let's first start off by drawing the wall by selecting R for the R tool. We're going to go to the origin, and we want this on the green, so left arrow key. And we know that my wall is going to be 8 feet high by 6 feet long. It looks like the first dimension will be the length, which will be 72 inches, comma, and then we know the height, it's 96, or you can type in 8 apostrophe enter, gives us our wall. H, let's pan. Q, rotate this a little more. Pan over here, zoom, zoom, zoom. And good. Next, space bar. Next, we're going to go ahead and draw the opening of the door. So I'm going to hit T for tape measure because I'm going to draw some guidelines. Now, from the right side of my wall, the opening of my door starts 5 inches in. So I'm going to type in 5, enter. And the height of the door opening is 80 inches. So I'm going to go from the bottom and go up and type in 80, enter, space bar. Now we have beginning and height of my door to get into the laundry room. So the door itself is 32 inches by 80 inches opening. So let's go ahead and select R. We're going to go into this intersection, and we're going to just go down a bit, and we can see the first dimension is going to be the height, so it's going to be 80 inches, comma, and 32, enter, space. Click on the door opening and hit delete, space, and we got self an opening now. I'm going to click this, the eyeglasses, and delete my guidelines, and then click that arrow key. Next, I'm going to rotate here because I don't want to bring the thickness of the wall out this way. I want to bring it out that way. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to click that, push pull tool, click again, and move it a little bit, and it's be 4.5 inches. Now, why is it 4.5 inches? It's because it's 2x4 construction. So you have 3.5 inch 2x4 half-inch sheetrock on one side and another half-inch sheetrock on the other side. So let's go ahead and rotate around, and now we have the wall. Next is we have to put the strips here, I guess where the door would rest on when you close it, and we're going to flip this to do that. Let's highlight it, right mouse click, flip along the blue, space bar, free space. Now notice we still have this line here, so we're just going to highlight that and delete it. And now we have our opening completed. So H, rotate here a little bit. So the strip that goes around is in the center of the wall here, and it's 1 1/4 inches wide by whatever the length of these dimensions are, but it's in the center, and so we would have to come in 1 5/8. T on the midpoint is fine, anywhere is fine, so we're going to go here, 1 space 5/8. Enter. That is better. Now we know that the strip is 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inches wide. So we're just going to go ahead and draw our box. So we're going to start on this, go over, hit the escape key. Let's zoom in a little more. Right there. All right. So we want to stay on that plane. So the first dimension is going to be the width. If you look at the bottom right, and the second dimension is going to be the length. So we know we're going to do 1.25, comma, 32, enter. And now it goes to the other side. We're going to hit P for push pull, select our strip, bring it up, and it's a 1/2 inch thick. Boom, done. H, the pan. Q to rotate a little bit, pan, spacebar, delete the guideline. Now we're just going to leave it here for a second. Next I'm going to fill in the tool. I want to color the wall, so we're going to hit B for the fill tool. I'm going to hit skin, select, space, remove, and then that's fine. Zoom out a little bit, highlight the whole thing. Right mouse click, and let's go ahead and flip along the blue direction. Click free space to remove the highlight, and next H to pan, Q to rotate, and let's zoom, and next we are going to draw our strip down. So, since we know this is a 1/2 inch thick, and we know that the total height of our interior of the door opening is 80, we have to subtract a 1/2 inch from the 80, which gives us 79.5 inches in height. So, zoom in a little more, hit the R key. Let's go from that endpoint to this endpoint. Make sure we're on the red. We can leave it that way, and let's type in our dimensions. You can see the first dimensions will be the height. So, 79.5, comma, 1.25, enter, spacebar, P, push pull, highlight or select, 0.5, enter, space, free space. And that looks like it's done. Now let's rotate, H, rotate, H, and rotate. We can zoom in a little more, and do the same thing on this side here. R key for rectangle, endpoint to endpoint, grab down where I want to be on the red plane. If you have difficulty staying on the red plane, it's the right arrow key, and you notice the highlight's even greater. So again, we see that our first dimension will be the width. So we're going to type in 1.25, comma, 79.5, enter, space, P, click, 0.5, enter, space, done. Rotate out a little more. H, rotate out. Let's cue this orbit by hitting the center mouse key or the wheel. H, zoom out, space bar, and let's next draw the molding. Now my door molding on this side starts 1 3/8 inches in. So let's go ahead and draw a guideline just for its and giggles. We're on the edge, bring it over, 1 space, 3/8, enter, perfect. Now we have it. So that would mean that the remaining of this width is the size of the molding. So we can click on that. We're on the line, bring it over, and it should be 3 5/8. So let's zoom back out a little bit. H, move it over here, orbit a little bit. So we need to know the total height of this molding here. So we know it's 80 inches in here, and we know the width of the molding is 3 5/8. So the total height of the molding will be 83 5/8. Also, we're going to create some miters. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you how to do that right now. We're going to do the door molding on the outside here. And the reason why is if we do it on here, create the thickness, it will pick up this color. I want to rest it on top because it's a different component. And as you notice, I have not created a component yet on this whole thing, and I won't do that till I get the whole wall done. So select R, set up here, and then we see the first dimension is going to be the width. Those are going to be 3 space 5/8, comma 83 space 5/8. Enter. We have it. And now the next thing is we want to create a miter, and the miter is going to go this way. So let's zoom in a little bit. Select our tape tool anywhere along here, click, bring it down, and we have to create a square so we can do a perfect 45. So we're going to bring our guideline down to 3 space 5/8. Enter. Hit the line tool by selecting L. Go to this corner here, click once, bring it here, click space bar, highlight that piece, and delete. And then we have to delete this, and we delete this, and now we have a miter. Next, we're going to delete that. Let's go ahead and triple click that and select P, push pull, and our thickness of the molding that I have is 15, close to an inch. So let's put in 15/16 in thickness, space. You don't want to fill it. And it looks good. And it looks good. So now I'm going to make this a component. Triple click, and we'll call it G. I'm going to call it door long side mold. Hit enter. Good. Next, we are going to zoom in a little bit, and we want to snap this to here. So M key. Let's grab this corner here. Bring it up, see if we snap it. I think you snap, space bar, and it never snapped. I lied. Let's go ahead and do it again. And then there we go. That looked like it snapped. Now, space bar, click in the free space, and we have the first one done. Hit the eyes, the sunglasses or glasses, and delete that guideline. And now, next is we got to move this over there. Space bar, highlight M. Let's just grab it wherever, bring it. Control key to copy, and let's just snap it there for a second. Space bar, rotate. If it isn't highlighted, highlight it again. Right mouse click, and we're going to flip along red. Yes. Flip it along red, free space, and let's see if this is. So next is measure the total width of this upper door molding. So we're going to hit T anywhere along the line here, and it's 39.25. Space bar, and now let's hit H, and we're going to pan. Hit H. We're going to slide over, and now let's create our top molding. So again, we're going to hit R for rectangle, and let's go ahead and click. I did that so I can be somewhat towards the closer to the wall, because if you do it way out in the free spaces, can probably be back quite a ways. We have to bring it to the front. So we know here from the bottom right that the first dimension will be the length. So we know it's 39.25. Enter. We know the height is 3.5/8. Enter. Space bar. Let's just zoom back out. H. And next, let's go ahead and create our miter. So the miter is going to be this way and that way. Space bar. Tape tool. And we know it's going to be 3/5/8. Enter. Let's go to this side here. We're on the proper side. 3.5/8 here. Line tool. So we're going to select L. snap here, snap there, space bar, delete, delete, delete. Line tool, select L, do the same thing on this side. Space bar, highlight. Actually, you can hit Control, highlight, and highlight again, or you can hit E for the erase tool, but let's just do it that way. Delete, and now it's gone. Let's hit our glasses, delete the guideline, space, remove. I'm going to triple click this anyway, hit M, and just move it a little way. Free space, click it again, push pull, bring it towards me, and we know it's 15/16 of an inch. Got it. Triple click G, and we're going to call it top door. I always call it top mold. And hit OK. H, let's pan it somewhere. Let's rotate here a little bit, and let's grab M. Let's grab this side here, and let's see if we can snap it into place. Space bar, free space, click free space, and oh my God, it's looking pretty good. H, zoom out. H, zoom out, rotate a little bit, and there we have partial of the door frame. Let's create some base molding, and I'm not going to do fancy base mold. It's just going to be a placeholder to know how thick everything is, so we can take some measurements and see how far off the wall the barn door needs to be. So the first step is to add some more features to this wall here, because on my hallway I have a little bit of wall sticking out about 3.5 inches here, and same thing on here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw that, and we're going to do it from here. We're going to do R, come up here. Now we want to be on the red, so let's just bring it over. And if you have troubles getting on the red, right arrow key, bring it down. We're having a little problems there, no big deal. We can now type in the dimensions that we want. So we see the first dimension is going to be the width, so that's going to be 3.5, comma, and the height of the door is either 8 feet apostrophe or 96 inches. Perfect. Next, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Rotate. We can zoom in a little bit here. Hit the magic R key for the rectangle. Grab this. Right key, right arrow key. Bring it down. And let's go ahead and do the same thing. Let's just bring this down to make sure. All right, so again, 3.5 is the width, and then 8 apostrophe is the height. Space bar. Rotate. B. And let's color that to that color, rotate around, and color that to that color. And looking good. Space bar, get rid of that. And now we have resemblance of my hallway. H, bring it over here. Now next we're going to draw some base molding. And the base molding's here, and the base molding's there. So my base molding is approximately 5.25 inches high by 11/16 inches thickness, and it does have quarter round, and we will go through how to draw a quarter round and do the miters on that right after we do this. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's do R. Now again, we want to be off the wall here because it's going to pick up the color. So let's go ahead and let's just draw a small one. I'm going to go here. Actually, let's hit escape. I'm going to go on this. I'm going to go on a red line here, hopefully. Am I in the red? All right, so I want to go right about here. So let's just go ahead and draw this. So we know the first dimension here is going to be the length. Now, I'm not going to do the length all the way. We're going to make this a component and mess around with it. So let's go ahead and make the length 4, comma, 5. Actually, we probably want to make that length a little bit longer. Just make it 7, comma, 5.25. See how that looks. That looks about right. Let's just do tape measure. It almost looks square. All right, good. So now we have that. All right. So let's go ahead and make the thickness of it. So we're going to highlight it, P for push pull, bring it towards you. And we know the dimensions or the thickness of my molding is 11/16. Enter. Looks good. Now we want to create a miter that goes right in that corner there. So let's go ahead and zoom in. So the miter has to go this way. So zoom in a little more. Let's hit the magic tape tool. Doesn't matter where. Bring it over 11/16. Enter. Spacebar. That makes us a perfect square. Hit L for the line tool and let's create ourselves a 45-degree angle. Boom. Spacebar. Push pull. Select that. Zap it all the way down. Done. And delete the guideline. Orbit. And I'm going to make this a component. We're going to call this G base base MLD. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and attach that to this. We're going to highlight it. We're going to hit M, and then we're going to bring it over to here. Hopefully we can snap into place, but we didn't here. So let's go ahead and zoom in, H, zoom in, M, and let's grab this corner here, and now it's snapped in. Spacebar, zoom out. That's snapped. So we have it snapped in place here. Now we got to snap it. Now we got to create the length of this. So we're going to do right mouse click, spacebar, right mouse click, edit component, P, push pull. I'm going to grab that and then we're going to snap it here. And we're good. Now what's going to happen here when we draw this side here, since this component now is going to be at 32 inches, we're going to have a long one come out. So let's go ahead and grab that component again. And you see how much bigger it got? Great. Space bar. And then we can make this one unique because we're going to mess around with it. Edit. You can see it did a sub one here. So let's just get rid of this. So edit component, P, grab it here. Nope. Control Z. Let's make sure we have our second one here. Yeah, we do. So let's go back. Edit component by clicking. Let's rotate it a little more. Hit P. Right there. Let's just zoom it down a little bit. Great. And now we have it. Now, next thing to do, we have to rotate this and flip. So let's first see if we can flip it along. How do we flip along the blue? Let's see what happens if we flip it along the red. Yes, that's what we want to do. Then next we want to, I'm going to move it this way a little more. Next we want to rotate it. So we're going to rotate against the blue. Hit Q. I'll hit this side here, go here. Move it that way, type in 90. Looks good. Keep it highlighted. And we're almost there. So let's just scroll and zoom in, rotate, and now M. I'm going to grab this corner. Snap it there. Oops. Keep it highlighted. And as you can see, we're a little long here. So let's go ahead and right mouse click, edit component, P, push pull, bring it in, and it should snap right about there. We don't care, it's a little in. We can do it. P, push pull, and bring it out a little bit. And I'm going to be anal about this. There we go. Free space. And guess what? We now have some of our molding. All right, so let's draw the base molding on the other side before we go to the quarter round. And again, we know that this is going to be 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. We're going to hit R. Click once, bring it over. We want to be on the green. so the first dimensions is width 1 space /8, comma 5.25, enter. And then we know the width or thickness of it. Hit P for push pull, 11/16, space bar, triple click, and for its and giggles, make it a component, G, and we'll call it small base, small, and enter. I want to move it a little closer. Right about there, space bar. And I'm gonna go here like this. Aha. M, grab here, click, space, free space, zoom out, and now we have our moldings. Now I'm not going to put anything here. Don't have to worry about that, even there is some molding there, but we're just going to go ahead now and draw a quarter round. Quarter round. R. Now my quarter round is approximately 3/8 by 3/8. So I'm going to draw myself a little square here. I think I want it on the green. So look to the bottom right. We're going to type in 3/8, comma 3/8, enter, space bar. And we'll just zoom in a little more. Next, we're going to use the arc tool to create our quarter round. We're going to click here. I'm going to click there, click here, space bar. Now we're going to hit the eraser. Let's see if we can grab all this at once. Yes, space bar. And now we have it. Now I'm going to highlight it or click it, push pull tool, and let's bring it out 2 inches, space. And that looks good for right now. All right, so next we have to make this into a component. Let's triple click. Got it all. G, and we'll call it Q round, and hit OK. Next we want to slice this at a 45-degree angle, and we can't do it like we did over here. So we're going to have to do some manipulation here. We're going to have to create an intersection with a rectangle. So let's first do a measurement here. So we're going to do here, and we're going to go 3/8 of an inch. And that will give us a starting point for our rectangle that we're going to have to slice through this. Now I'm going to select the L tool, line tool. I'm going to click that guide point and go up, hit the blue key, and just go up a little bit. Right about there is good. Rotate, zoom back out a little bit, a notch or two. Hit the R key. There we go. See right here, I was on edge, on Q round, on edge and edge. So let's just go, move away. So we're on edge, good. Click once, bring it over. We want to be on the green, so hit the left arrow key, bring it down. Bring this over wide enough so you can literally slice through, space bar. And there we have it, space bar. Let's select this, delete that, we don't need that. And let's get rid of the guideline that's hanging out there, so delete the guideline. And now we go there. So next, we want to rotate this 45 degrees. So we're gonna triple click that, and we're gonna hit Q. And we want to be on the blue, so make sure you're on this end. Up arrow key. If you're unsure, rotate. Click here, rotate. 45, enter, space. Keep it highlighted. Let's zoom back out and position this in a little better manner. Let's click the quarter round, right mouse click, explode, control key, triple click, your slice, your square, right mouse click, intersect faces with selection. Now you can highlight, delete, highlight, delete. Let's see what the erase tool does. Hit E. See if we can grab a bunch. Oh, that didn't work. Highlight, delete. Now here we're probably going to use the E tool, the erase. Yes. And then delete, 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 delete. Just zoom in. See if we can delete that whole thing. Yes. So now we have our angle, but we have a big hole here. So to seal that off or make it the white again, let's hit the line tool by selecting L. Click here, and then let's click down here, and it should complete the box. So there we have it. Now, pan away. Let's zoom back out and see how many miles we're away from our baseboard. I'm going to look at our components here for a second and see. Where's the Q round? There's the Q round. Let's bring it out and see what it does. So notice it didn't do our slice. Right? So escape key, hide this. Let's triple click this G and let's copy over the existing one. As you can see here, component's already there. Hit R or OK. Let's look at our component menu again. And there's our Q round. We can see it has an angle on it. Escape key and move it. Now, the next thing is we got to rotate this. We want to be on the blue, so up arrow key. Click here, and probably want to do 180. Yep. And then space bar. I'm going to flip this first. Let's flip on red. Perfect. I'm going to put that in that corner there. Zoom in. M. Grab it. Let's get this moved in more. Where are we here? Oh, look at that. So let's hit space bar. Highlight M. Rotate a little more. H. Here we go. M. Looks like it snapped. Nope. That would look pretty good there. Space bar. Let's go ahead and M. Move. Control. Bring this out here a little bit. And now we have to space bar, right mouse click, red. Yes. Put along the red. Q. We want to be on the blue because we're going to rotate this. So Q for rotate. Grab that. Grab that. Type in 90. Great. Space bar. Keep it highlighted. M. Let's grab this. Snaps. Right mouse click this. Make unique. Let's zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit. Nope. Zoom out. Move it. Oh boy. So there we go. So let's rotate this a little bit. There we go. So M. So we need to space bar, right mouse click on that, and let's edit the component. Hit P, grab that, and slide it all the way there. Click, space, and there we have it. Now notice that this did not expand this one here. So now we have to move this one. Let's see what happens when we do it here. Edit component. P, and let's see if it messes around with that one. Let's see if it brought us. Nope, it didn't. So we're good. So there, look at that. So now we are done with the wall. In part 2 of this, we're going to start building the barn door, the header bar. We're going to draw the header board, the barn rail, the spacers, and then the actual barn door with the glass in it. Until then, have yourself a healthy and wonderful day.